How has dating been for you? Because you're Asian, so I would assume it's easier for you.
Let me prepare for myself for this one.
Let's bring out the violin, guys. Yo, dating is asked for everyone in Korea.
Not just in Korea. And so in the US, I haven't actually, for me, I don't
Yeah.
know why, I just haven't really dated
Oh,
much
okay. Yeah,
in
yeah.
general in my life.
Yeah.
And people are always surprised to hear that. Or they think I've like been around a lot, or they think I've been
Oh, in the streets.
yeah, they think I've either been on the streets a lot, or not streets a lot, actually more just like dating around, or they
Yeah.
thought I've been in one like really, really long relationship.
Oh,
I either
long
get like
term.
those two
Yeah.
reactions.
Extremes. They're both so extreme. Yeah.
Right. But
Yeah.
I never got one of like, like been single for that long. They're
Yeah.
like, oh, really? Like they
Yeah.
don't believe me until my
Yeah.
friends had to back me up.
And be
No
like,
one
she's
never believes
actually-
me.
Yeah.
Because I do go out.
Yeah.
I'm extroverted for the most part.
Yeah.
Depends who I'm with.
Yeah. Facts.
But it's not like
Yeah.
I'm scared of talking to people, meeting new people, and I put myself out there. But
Yeah.
I just never really dated much. But especially when it came to Korea, though, because I was thinking about auditioning,
You didn't have time.
it's not just time, but for me, deep down, it's like if I get into a relationship and get into a company and the company tells me you cannot date anybody, even though people do hide it, I'm the type of person to really not hide it and I would actually break it up. And so for me, it's like if I value my job and myself that much, that's too selfish for me to go into a relationship and develop
Yeah.
something like that. And I
Yeah.
can't, I realized I thought I could. I can't really date just to date and just to feel and just like, have fun. I can't do that.
That's me too.
I wanted to actually try it.
But you couldn't.
I couldn't.
Yeah.
And now I realize like I just can't date like that. I
Yeah.
actually date if I date very seriously and
Intentionally.
like intentionally and I don't play around. And
Yeah.
because of that, I was only thinking about myself, my career.
Yeah.
Yeah. Myself and my career. I wasn't really thinking about dating, even though I did sometimes like try to swipe here and there on dating apps, but I didn't really
Yeah.
do much on it. But
Yeah.
now, at least mentally, I'm feeling a little better, much
Yeah.
better about my life and
Yeah.
where I need to go. And now, because I'm not doing K-pop, I don't need to be confined
Yeah.
and worry about
you don't
maybe
have
breaking
rules
up.
anymore. Yeah. Yeah.
So it's been a little bit better with that. But in terms of dating, if I did go on dates, a lot of them either spoke like a little bit of English usually, but even if they did speak in Korean, that's like fine. Sometimes I even dated like a Chinese guy that was here too.
Oh yeah, because you're Chinese. Yeah.
So
Chinese
I dated
American.
a guy from China, not even Chinese American. He's like from China, but studies here right now and stuff like
Okay.
that. So not went on a date. I wouldn't say we're dating.
Yeah.
Went on a date, but at the end of the day, like, cause I feel like I don't really feel how normal people feel. It's really hard.
Girl, what does that mean?
So I feel like I romanticize the feeling of love.
Uh-huh.
I
is
feel
normal.
like, oh, if I meet someone, I should get like
Butterflies,
Oh,
fireworks.
butterflies, and then I should always like be like,
Yeah,
all the time
excited.
excited.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I feel like I should feel like that, but I don't. I might have maybe in the beginning, and hence why I dated my ex.
Yeah.
I got that feeling, and it kept on going. But then when he started liking me, I felt like more than I liked him.
Oh.
I felt like I felt bad because maybe I didn't like him enough, or I stopped getting those feelings
Okay.
and felt actually bad for my ex. So I broke it
wow.
off.
Oh,
Yeah.
girl.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're like you liked me too much.
Um,
I'm out.
Not just that, but it's because he,
yeah.
so he
There were
did
other
like
things.
me. Yeah, no, he did like me a lot, and I felt bad that I couldn't match that level. But also because he was saying, "Oh, now you're getting too busy for me. Like I miss you a lot. Like I feel bad. Like can you not do this, not do that?" And it's not like he was being controlling.
Yeah.
But to me, it felt like a control. But even though now I feel as older, now that I'm older and more mature, I can tell back then it definitely could have been just a negotiation and understanding him.
because you have to have a middle ground.
Like a middle ground. But back then I wasn't willing to give that middle ground. And because of that, I felt like, you know, if I'm not willing and so selfish about my own life,
Yeah.
I'm not ready for
Yeah.
a relationship. And
Yeah.
that's also why I broke it off, because that just means I wasn't willing enough. Like I didn't like him enough to change for him. I wasn't
Yeah.
ready to negotiate and change my life.
You were
and,
you were
find
not
that middle
in
ground.
love for sure.
Yeah.
If you were in love, you would have like definitely
Exactly.
changed
Right.
for sure.
And at least now I'm more mature enough, I think, to find that middle ground and negotiate. But I just don't know which country they'd be in or like whatever.
Yeah. But in Korea, you're still trying to like date around.
I'm trying to, but I barely do.
Is it just like tiring?
Dating apps and stuff? Yeah, I hate texting.
Girl.
I suck
And
at
asking the same
texting.
question every single time. What's your name? What do you like?
Right.
What type of food do you like?
But also, it's a little harder. Maybe it's a good thing. It's a blessing in disguise.
Yeah.
But I'm foreign. I'm not even Gyopo. I'm not even Korean American.
Yeah.
But I don't look foreign.
Yeah, you're Asian. Yeah.
So when they do want to approach me, let's say, and they realize I'm a foreigner, they're like, oh, you're foreigner? And then
Yeah.
they kind of leave, right?
Yeah.
Or if I do go and they're like, oh, she's foreigner, but she doesn't look foreign, and they want to date a foreigner, it's like, oh, I'm not foreign enough for them. For the Korean people, I'm not Korean enough for them.
Wow. That's a weird thing to be.
Right?
Yeah. How has that been then in like dating?
Dating wise, I mean, I haven't gone much, but just
Yeah.
even just trying, it's kind of that's where I guess a lot of Korean Americans, or if the ones that study a little bit abroad, that's when I think they come in.
Oh, so they're more. You feel like it's easier for you to date Koreans that have been outside of Korea
Oh,
than
for
Korean
sure.
Koreans.
Yeah, even for
Oh.
anyone, for any
Yeah.
of them, for any Asian, you know, even Chinese, they had to study somewhere abroad or something. Otherwise, there's like
Oh,
a cultural
wow.
barrier, or at least they're not open enough to understand.
Yeah.
Well, I can't speak for everyone, but
Mm-hmm.
because also my Korean at that time was not as good.
Yeah.
And even now, my Korean's not as good as yours.
Yeah.
Right? But I'm
Stop,
Asian,
girl.
so she's so good though.
Stop. Keep going. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Yeah.
I do that too. It's like, oh no.
Like, tell me more. Tell me more.
No.
Yeah, my ego needs to be bigger, please.
I'm like,
But I'm like, huh?
yeah.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like I'm Asian, but not Asian enough for them, not Korean enough for them. But in terms
crazy.
of foreigner, because I look Asian,
You're not foreign enough.
I'm not foreign enough if they
Yeah.
wanted to date one.
Yeah.
So
Ugh.
yeah,
That's
I'm-
gross. I just thought about it. That's so gross. They're like, you're not the foreigner I like.
They're like,
Ew.
you're 외국인? They're like, like,
But you don't look like a
they're
Wegugi.
like, they're like, oh, I'm talking about like, you know, dating a
White folk, black
yeah,
folk,
yeah,
Latin
yeah,
folk.
exactly.
Oh, that's so disgusting.
Exactly.
That's fetish. Can you say the word? Fetishization.
Fe-
Fetishization. There we go.
fetishizing, fantasizing, fetish. That was an English teacher. This is really bad.
Fetish.
This is really bad.
Wait.
Wait.
Fetishize-
Fetishization. No.
Fetishization.
Fetishize.
Fetishization. Why can't I say it? Fetish.
You're messing me up.
Okay, sorry. I'm gonna shut up. You try.
Fetishization.
There we go. Fetishize.
Oh come on! Thank God I'm redeeming myself a little bit. And if it's even like,
That word is not coming out of my mouth.
why should it not even be a word anymore?
It's definitely a word.
Right?
Fetishization.
No, it
It's
is,
definitely
it
a
is,
word.
it is, yeah, I know.
That's what I was trying to say. It's
No.
definitely fetishize. It's definitely that word when people are trying to be like, yeah, you're not foreign enough for me. I want to date someone who, you know.
No one actually straight up said it like that,
Yeah.
but you can just kind of tell when the people who wanted to date foreigners, they don't mean Asian foreigners. They mean like someone that look foreign.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But then when people try to approach me or like something, they realize I'm foreigner, then they kind of run.
It's
like a run.
You're not Korean. Bye. Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's such an awkward middle to be in.
Right.
Like it's just such an odd middle.
And so that's why the best people and the people I have mainly went on dates with were people that were either gyopos or half something or
Yeah.
born somewhere else or at least studied abroad, like
Yeah.
something like that. People like that, that's who usually we connect more with.
Girl, I feel you.